Brought to you by ExpressCare Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back to Healthy Living. Tonight we are talking about an important part of your body that cleans waste and extra fluid from your blood. It helps control chemicals and fluid in your body and also helps keep your bones healthy. Did you guess what it is? Well, we're talking about the kidney. ExpressCare's Dr. Jitka Lom joins us in studio now with more on kidney health. So I will tell you, if you I didn't know any of that. So what is the purpose of the kidney for those people like me that never paid attention in science?
No, it's okay. We don't usually pay attention to those type of things. We just automatically
trust that it works,
yeah,
right?
They work. So like you said, though, the primary function of the kidneys is to be like a coffee filter. Basically, they are filtering wastes out. So the wastes go through the urine and the good stuff stays inside. That's the primary function. But the other two that you mentioned there that many people don't know is that kidneys also regulate our electrolyte balance. That means how much sodium, potassium, calcium we have in our body. And they also produce hormones. They actually are the only organ that produces vitamin D. We help create it in our skin, but to actually produce the active component, that happens in our kidneys. And we actually produce other hormones that help control our blood pressure and also help control how much actual red blood cells we produce in our body. So the kidneys have so much work to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we talk about kidney health, I mean, it's not like you can look and say, okay, my kidney's healthy.
Right.
So what can people do, or how do you test, or how does a doctor, if I go in and say I'm having pain in my back,
right.
How does a doctor know if somebody's got issues with their kidney?
Well, the first clue is the urine. Because, again, the primary function of the kidneys is to filter waste. Mm-hmm. So your urine should be nice and clear, pale yellow color with no blood or any other protein or cells in it. And these are the things that we can check with the urine test. Sometimes it's just a little dipstick, just put a little piece of paper that's specially treated, and then we can read the piece of paper and see, is there glucose? That means sugar. There should never be any in your urine. If there is, it means you're diabetic. We can check to see if there's protein. We can check to see if there's bacterial wastes, and that means that you have an infection. And under the microscope, they can also look and see if there's crystals. For example, if people have uric acid problems like gout and so on, or even cells. For example, if they have kidney cancer and they're leaking some bad cells into their urine.
Oh, wow. So you can tell a lot then.
You can tell a lot from the urine.
Okay. And so what does protein, you mentioned protein in the urine. You obviously couldn't see that, but with the test you would know. And what does that mean?
But you actually might notice if you're observing your urine, if you have protein in the urine would be quite cloudy, not clear, and it also might foam a little bit, which might be unusual for you if you're spilling protein. So back to the coffee filter analogy. So we think of, when you make coffee, you put the grounds on top, you pour the water through, and you get nice clear coffee at the bottom that you could put in a glass and hopefully see through it if it's a good filter. And if with your kidneys, same thing. If you're spilling protein, it means that filter is a bit leaky, and the protein is a protein that makes up our muscles. It makes up our different parts of our body, our physical tissue. That is leaking through into our urine. So you're losing protein. That means that you're going to get quite sick. And that's one of the first things that we check with kidney disease, is to see whether people are leaking protein in their urine. And we call that albumin or microalbumin. Again, that can be checked with a little dipstick or through the lab.
Okay, and so you also mentioned blood. What does blood mean? That obviously can't be a good thing.
No, again, there's damage to the kidney oftentimes if there is blood in the urine, and that would be most common reason is a kidney infection, but it can also happen with kidney stones or certain other kidney diseases where those cells are damaged. Again, think of that coffee filter where it's ripped or torn maybe a little bit, and blood can go through, and then that is quite serious, and we check it carefully.
Okay, and what kinds of diseases hurt the kidney?
So again, I mentioned how the kidney controls and helps regulate blood pressure, but high blood pressure can also damage the kidneys. And the top two reasons here on Guam that people suffer from kidney disease, which is huge here on Guam, is diabetes. That's about 70% of kidney disease. If you think of it, again, back to that coffee filter analogy, you have very sweet blood going through, clogging up your filter. and poisoning your kidneys. And that is truly what's happening in diabetes. And then with high blood pressure, basically you're pointing a fire hose, a very, very high jet, high pressure system at the kidney and damaging those very sensitive tissues. And so those are the main two reasons. So thinking how to help your kidney be healthy, you need to control your blood sugar and you need to control your blood pressure, most importantly.
I can do those by eating healthy, exercising.
Of course, those are the things.
Not smoking.
Not smoking, yeah, but controlling the blood pressure, first being aware, okay, what is high blood pressure? In our population here, our goal is, in an adult, is 120/80. If you're higher than that, you're already pre-hypertensive. If you're 140/90 and higher, you are hypertensive, meaning you have high blood pressure, and you must take care to control that with cutting back your salt, losing weight, exercising, and taking medication. Most people are going to need medication when they have high blood pressure. Many on Guam can use their lifestyle measures, exercising, diet, cut back on your salt, but because of the nature of the disease here, please don't hesitate to take high blood pressure medication.
Okay, well, we will pick up our discussion on kidney health when Healthy Living returns. Stay with us.